So I'm at Vittorio Emanuele for aperitivo in Verona, and this is the place to kick back and have a cocktail before dinner. And I was here before at the cafe and marveled at the table next to me that had this very unusual green colored drink. So I had to order it. And here's the thing. They won't tell you what's in the drink. It is a secret, but it is tropical in flavor. So think of a tropical fruity drink. And it is non-alcoholic, but you could get the alcoholic version with vermouth, Italian of course, and that is the red color drink. So if you come to Vittorio Emanuele, make sure you say that you either want the alcohol or the non-alcoholic version, and just reference the big green drink in the barrel glass. Woo! It's definitely got tartness in the drink. It's delicious, it's refreshing. You might not know that there's not alcohol in there because it definitely packs a punch, but a non-alcoholic punch, and it is really refreshing. This is more my speed. So to give you an idea of what this tastes like, it's a bit of similar to an Americano. So you have the vermouth, you have the Campari, and the citrus. It's really, really good. And it's the perfect aperitivo at Vittorio Emanuele. Having an aperitivo at Vittorio Emanuele is perfect because then you can move right on to dinner at its Michelin restaurant. Well, I'll tell you what sounds really good to me is this black truffle flan.
Yeah.
I think to start with that.
Yeah, for start something is not hard.
And then if I were to pick a fish appetizer, which one would you recommend?
You can choose green crab salad.
The crab salad with avocado and rigatoni? Okay,
yeah.
So we'll do the flan and then we'll do the crab salad to start.
For starter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you are looking for one of the most elegant dining experiences in northern Italy, then Verona is not only the place for you, but Vittorio Emanuele is the restaurant for you. The atmosphere at Vittorio Emanuele is striking. From the black and white checkered floor to the crystal chandeliers and the hardwood paneled walls, this is a romantic evening, and we're going to try some of the restaurant's prime cuisine. Having a glass that is chilled is key to enjoying the Prosecco because it is best served chilled. And you'll notice that it was actually served in more of a coupe style glass rather than a flute. And there's a reason for that. When you drink Prosecco or champagne, it's important to have the proper glass, which you can tell with the stream of bubbles that come from the center of the glass. If it does not come from the center of the glass, but it spreads out and the bubbles rise throughout the entire glass, then you know that the glass is not a properly made glass for the champagne. The stream of bubbles should always come out of the center of the glass. Cheers.
Is Flan and Truffle.
For my starter course, I selected the black truffle flan in a beautiful Parmesan cream sauce with freshly shaved black truffles. It is truffle season, after all. Beautiful. The flan literally falls apart when you cut it and looks divine with the Parmesan fondue. fantastic. The Parmesan fondue pulls this dish together. The black truffle is absolutely earthy, woodsy. You get that nice, almost garlic hint to it. And then of course the flan just melts in your mouth.
It's very light. It's very light.
Are you from Verona?
No, I am from Egypt. I'm Egyptian.
Ah, great.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
But I live here in Italy like 12 years or more. I don't remember actually.
Nice. Wow. Wow. Are you from Cairo?
Yeah, I'm from Cairo.
Okay.
And here from Verona, I live like 3 years. Before I lived 7 years or more, 8 years maybe in Milan.
Oh, that's where we're headed tomorrow, to Milan.
Milan is a fashion.
Yes,
Milan
I
is
can't wait.
Milan is a fashion city in Italy. Crepe salad.
Wow, beautiful. For my next starter, I selected the seafood salad, and it's gorgeous. Beautiful beads of pesto and balsamic, dried orange garnish with a sprig of what looks like a bay leaf. And in the actual composition, you have beautiful shredded crab, red cabbage, avocado, shrimp. It's absolutely perfection on a plate. The flavors are beautiful. It's perfectly chilled. The crab is the star of this dish, along with the avocado. Very clean, very fresh, and the perfect follow-up to the flan. Ooh, very nice.
This is suave, classico, from
Okay.
Valpolicella, and there's also just for our restaurant, you will be found this one.
Perfect. What a beautifully complex wine. To the nose, it's sweet, it's aromatic, it's very fragrant and floral, which led me to believe that it was going to be a very sweet wine, which would go well with the seafood pasta that we got. However, it's actually dry, which shows you the complexity and beauty of the Valpolicella grape.
The crepe.
Oh, is that
beautiful?
beautiful? Look at this presentation. It is absolutely fabulous. The dish in itself is striking, but the star is what's in it. This absolutely gorgeous paccheri pasta, which is the local pasta here in Verona. It is beautiful. Think of it as a almost like a very flattened rigatoni, and served with king crab in this tomato ragu. Absolutely beautiful. And look at the size of that basil leaf. This dish is stupendous. The balance of herbs and salt and pepper in this dish, it's perfect. Absolutely so well done. And the noodle is fabulous. We all say and aspire to cooking al dente. This is true al dente. It is fabulous. One thing about dining in Europe is that it's not something that you traditionally do early. It's really something that starts around 9 o'clock in the evening. So the restaurant has picked up in terms of the noise factor, seats are getting filled, and it's absolutely beautiful to see how different the dining scene is here in Europe. Dinner starts 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I remember years ago when I was in the French Riviera and I tried sitting down for an appetizer at 7:30 in the evening, and it was a no-go. So when you're dining in Europe, plan on making a lighter reservation and plan on staying for several hours.
It's also from Valpolicella,
Okay.
from Sartori. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Also for me.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
When you are in the Veneto region, if you try no other wine, try the Amarone, which is a Valpolicella grape. And it is absolutely delicious, and it's going to go perfect with our beef tonight. this Chateaubriand is cooked to absolute perfection, rare, just the way I like it. And it is, when you see all that beautiful juice running out of the meat, you know you have perfection. What makes Chateaubriand is how it's actually prepared. It is the beef tenderloin, or the filet of beef. It is wrapped in the cheaper cuts of the cow, of the beef. So you wrap the cheaper cuts of the beef around the tenderloin, and then you roast it. And the center cut, that filet, is actually cooked to perfection, as it is here right on my plate. If you have not tried Chateaubriand, you absolutely must. And if you're in Verona, you must try it at Vittorio Emanuele. There is no better way to finish tonight's meal than with a sweet finish. And because I couldn't make up my mind, I chose two desserts this evening. First, this beautiful brownie composition, which looks fantastic, with a berry puree, custard, and this beautiful, what looks like a praline shell. Fabulous. And then, of course, the apple cake with these incredible fresh berries and mint and fresh baked apples inside. It does not get sweeter than dinner and dessert at Vittorio Emanuele. Oh, wow. Gorgeous gold apple cake. In France, I have a dish called clafouti, which is basically a blown-up custard with fresh berries and whipped cream, and this exactly tastes just like that. The mint gives it brightness and freshness. The sponge cake is comforting with that beautiful warm apple. The raspberry gives it that beautiful tartness, and then the custard is just creaminess all over. It's the perfect composition. This is the winner, and let me tell you, it's fabulous. The brownie is dense with hazelnut toasted inside that chocolate brownie, with the bite of the raspberry sauce, the creaminess of the custard, the nuttiness and caramel of the praline. Absolutely fantastic.